What did you make of that today?
Sham. I thought it was shocking. We missed the first 20 minutes because of the ticket office, and we didn't miss much from what I've heard. So we come in, as soon as we walked in, I think it was 30 minutes we missed. The second goal went in literally as soon as we got up the stairs. And I looked at him and I said,
Should we turn around?
Should we get off? Should we go? There were people actually leaving after the third goal. I've seen like 50 people get up and leave. And it was shocking. But I think it just comes down to the players are not good enough. A lot of these players are not good enough to play for Man United. And it's simple as that. You look at half of that team, well, most of that team wouldn't get into any of the top 4 teams. Never. Not good enough. And I know he's brought in Wan-Bissaka, he's brought in James and Maguire. He needs to bring in people. He said the chemistry is good in this transfer window. He doesn't want to bring anyone in. He has to, because some of these are not good enough. Simple as that. Pereira tries, but he's just not good enough for United. Matic has passed it. Matt has passed it. Lingard, he shouldn't be anywhere near a Premier League club, in my opinion. And there's just a lot of players here that are just, some of them are on 100 grand a week, and they do nothing. They've not got a goal or assist in 13 months or something now. It's ridiculous. He needs to bring in better players, because if he carries on bringing in average players and saying they're good enough, this club's only going to go one way.
Will he get time?
I don't know. See, I'm 50-50. Because the thing it does is, as soon as we go 1 goal down, it's like, right, we're not creating enough to break anyone down. So the only style we have is get a goal first, play on the counter. But if good teams score against us first, not even good teams anymore, even teams in the bottom half, you just wonder where you're going to break them down from. And they need creativity. They're not good enough at this moment in time with the players they've got. And I feel for him, because you can tell like he wants the best for United, but the players are just not up for the challenge, because United needs to go back to where it was, and a lot of these guys are not good enough to take them there. Simple as, in my opinion.
What did you make of that today, Kartik?
It was just I don't know where to start. The first half was probably the worst performance I've seen in a long, long time. And I was sat there and I just felt embarrassed. It was embarrassing. It was frustrating. It was everything. I'm just sat there thinking, where do we go from this? I couldn't think of anything that would improve us. And when he made the change at half-time to bring on Matic, I thought, okay, it's steadied up a little bit and it's stabilised, and we were like, okay, we're not getting pummeled like we were in the first half, but we're still not creating anything. And then he made 2 changes after that, and we started creating stuff, and I thought, this is getting a little bit better, well, why is it taking so long? And I think we will raise questions on Ollie, which we should, because we're 3-0 down in half an hour, what was it? But we have to look at the 2 centre-backs, because that's where it started. Everything was starting from those 2 centre-backs, because we came out to play out from the back, and that was clear to see. But what I don't understand is, when City then leave 5 up to press, around the 21st minute, we had a goal kick, and they left De Bruyne, Bernardo, Sterling, and I can't remember who was on the other side. Mahrez, and they had one behind him, and that must have been Fernandinho, and they were all very high up. And we're still trying to play it out, and I'm thinking, there's one man for each of you, so who are you going to play it to?
And then they play 1-2 passes, and then who fit anyway?
Exactly, and that's what I didn't get. We'd play it around, we'd slot it across the line in our own box, and then we'd give it back to De Gea, and he'd hoof it forward, and by that point, there's a massive gap between the midfield and the defence anyway, and I'm thinking, what?
And in the second half, did you notice that they kept flinging long balls at our defenders, knowing our defenders would kind of dock, let it bounce over them, and then they're in trouble?
That's what I was going to come to. Do you remember when Michael Carrick was still playing, and we used to have defensive injuries, and he'd have to play in centre-back, and everyone would target him? This time it was an actual centre-back. Phil Jones was getting targeted. Just think about that. An actual centre-back who's played at this club for, 8 years, and he's being targeted because he's not good enough.
And I always feel he's had his Gary Neville at West Bromwich Albion moment about 3-4 times, and he's somehow always returned.
That's why I was thinking about that when I came out. Every season we have one game where he goes, right, that's the end of Phil Jones. He cannot come back from this. And then he somehow does, and he plays again. And next to him, Lindelof was just as bad today. When he signed for us, we were told that he was good on the ball, that he was a ball-playing defender, and he could come out with the ball, and he was comfortable. But why was it that whenever we had the ball between our 2 centre-backs, all I'd see is this? Waving arms about, what's going on? I didn't get it.
Does Ollie have to do more? If so, what?
Yes, he does have to do more, because we've just lost 3-1. So I can't defend that. I've been defending Ollie all this season. I can't defend what happened. But what can he do with what he had today? With the injuries that we had? Because all week I've just been seeing people going, Harry Maguire's not worth this, Harry Maguire's not worth that, he's not been this, he's not been that. Today you saw
worth 800 million when Phil Jones did there today.
Yeah, today you see what he brings. So I don't want to see people going hard on Harry Maguire, because he's not the problem. It's his partner. Lindelof's not good. He's not been good for a while now. And I was saying he was our player of the season last season. So look at the change. So he does have to do more, but what he's got, I can't see how we improve.
What do you make of that today?
That was a terrible performance. That was probably the worst first half that I've seen in a very long time. And the problem is this: Ollie's going to come out in the interview and he's going to smile about it and say the boys done really well. They put the effort in, but the effort's not good enough. If you're not getting results, then what's the point? There's just no point at all. And another thing is the players just don't seem up for it. They come out maybe 1 or 2 games, yes, they're up for it, they score, they get results, and then another 3 games, we flop. On the ball, we're terrible. Off the ball, we're even worse. I didn't see no one making any runs. Williams was free on that side quite a few times, but no, the wrong passes were played. Wrong passes were played. No one's making no runs. It was shambolic.
What about yourself?
I think City started off at the gates buzzing. They turned up. We didn't show up the first half. The minute they started scoring, we didn't shut them down. They played us off the field. Nobody was closing down. We were playing back passes the whole game. And then after 3-0, I thought the reaction would be second half come out. We did play slightly better. But I think in terms of backing Ole, I was always up for giving him 3 windows as well. But he's not helping himself with starting Lingard again and our midfield. And even De Gea, yeah, he saved us with a few goals, but I mean, he kept his shaky. I mean, I would have liked to see Romero start as well.
See, from where I was sat here, I thought, because I was high in the ground, I thought that the Bernardo Silva's goal was unsavable. My dad texted me and said, because he was in the lower Stretford end, he said he should have saved that. Did anyone have a different view?
We were in the ticket office, like I said, when it went in.
So
we saw
TV.
it on TV. There was no way we were stopping that.
Yeah.
Credits to you, credits to you. That was a top finish.
So blame my dad for blagging to me then.
I think the City, we were sitting next to the away fans, and after people, were leaving after 3-0. But the funny thing is, people left after we scored a goal. I mean, that's how much faith they have. And we had 20 minutes, and substitutions were off. Martial coming on with 10 minutes. And
What's incredible as well is there was only 69,000 in there today for a Manchester derby semi-final.
They screwed up with this whole ticketing thing. They put it on general sale, and you should have seen the line in the ticketing office. And it still didn't. We were 8,000 short from.
We were in that queue for an hour, 7:15, and we got in. We got out of there longer than that. We got out there 5:30. So there must have been at least 1,000 people queuing up for tickets. And we always mock City for not selling out, but that's not good enough for a Manchester derby. I know it's Tuesday night and stuff, but
Are people voting with their feet then?
yeah, I think people are starting to like get sick of it now, because it's not, like I said, it's not good enough. You're losing games, and obviously I don't want to have too much of a go at Ollie, but he's smiling and he's laughing after games, and you know the people are like, they're sick of it.
I think he does deserve a lot of criticism for tactics and game. But I think, like, you know, when he's smiling,
It's just a
sometimes I feel like, no, I don't think. I think deep down he is hurting. Do you know? I don't think there's any doubts that he's hurting.
I think it's about deflating the situation. You know, so he's the opposite of Jose, and he's all about positivity and everything. But it's finally getting to fans because you're not seeing the reactions. And the City fans enjoyed it, every second of that. And the reaction from our players weren't there, except from Basaka. Williams were good. Other than that, no push or anything.
Just to clarify, I get the criticism of him. Like, that bit, like, when people pretend he's not hurting, he 100% is hurting as well.
I believe that. But do you know what it is? At the same time, I do feel sorry for him, because I just feel like the players are throwing him under the bus.
I don't think the players are throwing him under the bus. I think he's just been thrown under the bus by the board and by Woodward, and he's out of his depth.
I think Pep came here with something to prove. We weren't going to beat City twice in such a short time. We beat them, and this game proves that our win at City was fluky. We rode our luck, and he came with something to prove here. He wasn't going to lose twice in a short amount of time, so he outplayed Ole from the get-go.
Cheers, boys. I appreciate it, man.